Alrighty, ruin go to you and all my nobodies and watching out there. Said I was gonna be done. I'm so close. I might as well just follow through. Just finish. Just shut your your pie hole, your cake hole, your thing that the words come out of. Yeah, and I mean minimally. You can't completely. I mean you could, but don't do that. But just go. You're on. Just go. Let's. Oh, we're down to 4 questions each. We're down to 4? Okay. We know she's gonna just say herself. She doesn't. She was just like, I've already been there. So yes, she would return it. No, she's never cheated. And the advice is don't go on a fishing trip. I'm pretty sure she was my last person last time. Next to last her. I thought it was her and Alexis. I mean, not. I thought it was Alexis and Sam, but that's what I guess is. That's the only one that I haven't done. So I don't think I've ever seen her say that. Let's just go. Go. Don't stop for nothing.
I would tell my younger self to stay away from drugs.
Oh, I thought she said to stay away from the.
I did far.
I thought she said to.
Pharmaceutical studies.
Oh, that.
I was warned. Don't do more than one at the same time.
Well, you know, mix and match, you know.
So good. I got greedy and I
18. That's worse than.
The horrific side effects have faded over time. But I still
18.
have terrible hallucinations when I pee, and it hurts real bad to my left eye when I blink.
Blink. Nice touch there. Nice touch. The delayed blink. I saw that. It's a good touch there. I didn't know that that's new. 18. No, they don't let you do more than one at a time. They cross-reference. I'm pretty sure. Not really done those things I've wanted to, but. You have to basically fit their very specific criteria, and I'm assuming she just lied about whatever, but if you're not exactly the ideal candidate, they generally won't allow it unless you're just going to lie to them. And if you're on any medications or have any condition that isn't exactly the one that they're testing for, or have any conditions at all when they're testing for something for someone who's not. Yeah, it's one of the things anybody can do, and it doesn't really, and you have no idea what it'll do. So, never done it myself. Island, you could be alone. I know.
If you were going to be stranded on an island with one person of your choosing, who would it be?
Is it okay to say myself? Pick myself? Because that one time that I was stranded on a deserted island before, it was just me, and I got used to it.
How long were you there?
Deserted island, it was more like one of those floating garbage piles that gather together in the ocean that Greenpeace hate. Anyway, I could still choose me.
I mean, I guess at least the floating garbage pile tends to, I think you'd have a higher chance of survival because of its moving around and being found. And then also that it's organic in some capacity. It will likely, you know, there's going to be like fish and stuff kind of feeding from it. You can try to snatch them. Or birds or something. I don't think those garbage piles float on the surface, but I could be wrong. The ocean is scary, and I don't know. I could be wrong. Yes, go ahead and tell me how precious a wallet is.
Would you return?
Absolutely, I would return a wallet. I mean, if I was ever lucky enough to own something as precious as a wallet, I would really hope that someone would return mine to me if I ever lost it.
How would they do so? Do you even have like a license, or a passport, or do you just somehow travel via Greenpeace hated garbage pile islands and you went to Russia 5 years, and then you got out, and then they were just like, all right, you did your time. What happens then? Like, you were on the high seas. You obviously don't. You're not a Russian, like, nationally born person. You don't belong there. They kick you out of Russia? Did you live in Russia? What is your life, lady? Like, you just seem like
Have
a
you ever
liar,
cheated
or
on
just
anyone?
the most sad
Certainly
freaking
not.
life.
I have been
Like,
ever faithful to my one true love,
but-
my husband.
Apparently, we can tell that they're not lying in the sense that he has shown that the time people were lying, but it's only been once. It was about Chris Helmsworth and being like, nah, I'd be alone because that's messed up. After acknowledging, it's like, yeah, most people are going to say, oh, I just, people are going to say that's the person I wouldn't have sex with. Because it's sort of like a hostage slash freaking Stockholm syndrome slash, well, I mean, what else are we going to do situation. But actually, I feel like Chris Helmsworth would actually be like a pretty solid person for really anyone to be trapped with. He seems like a charming individual and capable. Like, he seems like he would actually be able to survive, and that's even just coming from somebody who has no desire to boinky at all in any shape or form. It's like, motherfucker seems like he'd be like, alright, we got this, bro, we're gonna do this. Then we'd be friggin', like, you get me into shape. We'd be like, teach me how to survive. We fill in for each other's, not like, be like, oh, you don't know enough about medicine or, this or that. Two people. I feel like, I mean, I don't know Chris Helmsworth as a person. I don't even know his interviews and stuff, but I feel like we make a decent team comparatively to a lot of other people I could team up with, and help me get into shape, and we friggin' cobble together a friggin' raft or some means of getting help. Like, I feel like he'd be very goal oriented. It'd be like, all right, first things first, let's set up a thing, let's set up a, something that can be seen from the sky. It says help. As we consider how we're going to get fresh water and also food. Like, food, water probably first, because unless we know that help is looking for us. But if you can't find food and water, if you can't get water, then you can get water. You can fix something out. Because if you don't, then that's pretty much it. You're done in like, yeah, it's in a short weekend.
Well, that would be my friend Emily from high school. We were paired together for a science project, and she looked after this egg that we were given for the first week, and I was to look after it for the second week. And
you ate the egg, didn't you?
The egg was perfect, and I was carrying it into school on the last day of the project to give to Emily to hand to the teacher.
And then it hatched?
I got chased by a coyote, and she dropped the egg, and the coyote ate the egg, and I let Emily down. Like, I don't want to betray
Where
my friend.
are you from,
So
lady?
I remembered the-
Are coyotes native to...
school a few days before, so I went back. And sure
And
enough, there's an egg.
a robin's egg is...
Like a slightly bluer shade
Like a
of
robin's
green
egg?
would be given, but I thought nobody's going to notice, so I took it to school and handed it to
And then
Emily.
it hatched.
She was just about to give it to the teacher. And a
Sorry.
red-tailed hawk
Oh!
flew in the window and violently attacked Emily for touching baby's egg. And
It was sent by
so
Lilith,
not
the
only did we not
goth
get
chick.
away, Emily was in intensive care for 3 weeks.
Does she have her eyes?
Things were never the same.
I would imagine so. Whether or not you even said you were responsible for... Man, I want to know so badly if like, are red-tailed hawks and coyotes even indigenous does it even exist? I'm assuming Ireland or Scotland. Like, I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure it's Irish, but I could be wrong, and I know it's offensive. Either way, just to compare, because I can't determine the difference, and I can. I'm pretty sure, but it doesn't really matter. It's still offensive. I get that. So many you were like every other kid. You were a kid.
I was just like every other kid.
Watch cartoons.
Played with toys. I watched
Yeah.
cartoons.
That's the same.
And what else would you expect me to say to that?
You frequently, penchant for. We had to keep the neighborhood pets and animals safe from you. That's nah. He doesn't seem like that bad a guy. He just seems like the average Joe.
Describe a typical day in your life.
I wake up, I eat, I go to work, come home, I eat, I watch TV,
I eat.
and then I go to bed.
And that's it. Okay, so no, I looked it up. Coyotes are not native to Ireland, and just generally Europe. Doesn't mean that they can't exist, and it doesn't mean that she's not like from somewhere else. It's just,
What's your most unusual talent?
it's like it
Change
can't
my
happen.
oil. I could also fix a flat. You know, people used to know how to do that stuff. That was like common knowledge. But nowadays, no one knows how to do jack shit. Everyone's like
Woo!
relying on others or the internet, or just people don't know how to do stuff. No one can do common guy stuff or girl stuff, whatever, anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone's so sheltered.
Yep. I think I already asked this one.
What is your most embarrassing memory?
Man, I once tried dating 2 girls in the same night, and that did not go
Then
well.
are you supposed to be the
I was out with
Fonz?
one girl, and we were having a great time, and then I drove her home, went inside, we fooled around a little bit, that was fun, and I said goodbye, went to this bar, and I met this other chick, and she was digging me,
Oh,
and
so
I
you
was
weren't like
digging her,
bouncing
and-
back and forth.
Yeah,
It
we
was
left,
one
I took
and
her
then the
home,
other.
And it's the same home, like, they're roommates, dude. So I'm like, okay, Joe, don't push your luck, let's go home. But no, man, I don't know. I thought like maybe the first girl would be sleeping, or like, best case, who knows, you know what I mean? So yeah, I went inside, sure enough, the first girl
Swing
sitting
away,
there
boy.
watching TV.
It's
this
just
girl
like,
begging on
go
me to
big or
cut
go
up,
home.
at me. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're beautiful, both of you. Yeah, that sucked. That was, woo. Not my
I
finest
mean,
hour.
for what it's all worth, yikes, still, but you don't know that they didn't know, You don't know that they didn't know, Like, maybe they did. A lot of times, in that sort of polyamory thing, they are not going to necessarily tip their hand because they may not like you. They may not both like you. That might not be how that plays out. Also, you could just be a dick for dating 2 women at the same time or 2 people at the same time, but at this point I think people, unless it's like agreed upon as a, like, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, this is my partner, whatever, like an actual label, it's just like, I think I saw a short or something on YouTube where it was just like explaining dating, and it was in modern dating, and it's like, well, no, you're talking, you're it's like it doesn't become dating until it's like this whole, like, there's like 5 different levels, and it was just like, oh no, you're just talking to, oh no, you're just you're just this, you're just that. It's like just different terms, and then eventually it's, so technically it wouldn't be dating, but I don't know, everybody sees things differently, and I don't I mean, if that's how people want to roll, that's how they want to roll. Let people do their own thing. I think that I'm gonna stand by the polyamory girl, where it's like, hey, everybody should be aware of what's going on because you don't want to get chlamydia. And you know, let's say those two girls didn't live; they weren't roommates, and that wasn't this thing that it could have happened. You know, like go big or go home. You just ended up going home and not going big because you tried. You know. But, you know, nobody really looked like the type of guy to play it safe. Obviously not. And if that didn't happen, and he had slept with both of them separately, you know, depending on the sequence of events, chlamydia, I guess, you know, like that's a possibility. I kind of wanted that to have a happier ending. It didn't. No happy ending for you today, Joe. But you know what? It would have been epic for you if it had. I'm not sure you deserve it. I'm not supporting your doing the thing. But I really don't know what the rules are on dating. I haven't ever, really. There aren't rules. There's just people getting mad and expecting things, and not usually doing it themselves. Everybody wants people to do this thing, and they usually don't actually themselves, or if they do, it's simply because it's just the circumstance. Like, we don't have rules. They're unspoken, and they change all the time, and they're due to their individual people things. See your dumbest thing, my guy.
What is the dumbest thing you ever did?
Yeah, so I was the toughest kid in my high school, right? Everybody knew that about me. There was this guy, though. He was 6'8", freakishly tall. He was a big guy. Everyone was like, oh, you know, he's tough. Like, oh, he could take you. I hated that. What, you're tall, so that gives you grit? Bullshit.
Skinny guys fight till they're burger.
Classes, he must have been a nerd. No
Who
way
would
he
fight?
could take me.
Lincoln.
One day, it got to me. I called him out in the hallway. I egged him on. He didn't want to fight. I said, let's
Why
go.
did you do it? You're
Not
a
only did he
jerk.
beat my ass, but he beat it so badly. It was
God.
just... I was bruising for days, man.
He's got
Best part is,
reach.
though, we became best friends. And, yeah,
Oh.
the rest is history. I don't know. I picked a fight with a giant, got my ass beat. That was stupid. Yeah, that was stupid.
But you became best friends? Did we just become best friends? Yup.
Soon find out who will be
Alright, that's
after
that's
this
what
message from
I was already gonna pick you because the other I don't believe
Today's
she's
episode
real.
is brought to you
Even
by
if it
Vegas.
says she's not
the
lying.
full-motion video game
Even if I've never the only person who ever lied this entire game apparently
needs
is
you to help decide who
Autumn
will inherit his
slash
estate.
possibly
You'll be
Mallory.
interviewing some over-the-top characters.
No one else lied
helping
this
choose
entire
who
time,
will become
apparently.
extremely wealthy.
Maybe people
Be
lie
careful,
more if
as
you
there may
do
be
things
more to
differently.
some than
I
meets
don't
the
know.
Vegas Tales is
Me-
available now on your
That
favorite
I'm glad that was the last one because I'm gonna pick you
Now
because
it's time for the audience to vote.
you're like I was like, dude, don't be a bully, and then got his ass beat. We became best friends. So sorry, you are. I don't like. You're either so tragic. I'm doing an evil thing here because the lie detector test should say like they. But I've only seen it one time even go off. I think you're just really good at lying. Nothing about you makes any sense. It just doesn't add up. Joe, it does what it says on the tin. It is what it is.
The votes are in. The $1 million
Like, I don't think he's a liar.
Seriously? I won?
My wife's gonna get
Sweet.
the bigger half of it, but
So, how does that
ex-wife.
work? Do I get like a big check? One of the, you know,
One of those big checks?
is that money? Like you can take those to the bank?
No,
I
that's.
guess probably know what you're doing.
Joe quit his job so he could live off the prize money. He spent it all less in 3 years and is now broke once again. Okay, well, that didn't really help. He is able to get his old job and drive a forklift. His life hasn't changed at all. But he probably had a fucking boss-ass 3 years. But that's actually like a study. I don't know if that's actually a real study. I think that's just a myth study, but it might be real. I don't remember. You know, like, oh, rich... person with no money gets a bunch of money, loses it all. I think it does happen a lot, but a lot of times winning the lottery is actually not very good for people. I feel like Joe got his shit taken care of, but probably still has to pay alimony because I'm pretty sure that's how that works anyway. And to quote, I can't remember, the neighbor from Office Space, you know, if I had $1 million, you know what I'd do? 2 chicks at the same time. Because that brings it back. You know, if I had $1 million, I feel like you could swing that, you know, feels like something you could do. And he probably did that, and Joe had the time of his life for about a year and a half of those 3 years before the money was gone. And then he returned back to life and was just like, I basically got a vacation for a year and a half of life. And it's not like he was super unhappy with things as they were. Anybody who wants to live forever and is not doing, like, he's doing well enough, like, wants to live forever, that's, you know, a simple man, simple needs. I figure he probably would have been smarter to get himself into some sort of position where he could, like, you know, be a sports commentator. Feels like you could pull that off with $1 million. But, well, easy come, easy go, you know? It is what it is. See you next time, Space Cowboy. Anything else? Is that it? That's it. Yeah, we're gonna end it before it makes noise for this.